Alright, what's going on everybody? This is the Fan New 21 back once again. And what you're looking at here is a pretty unusual fan at the very least. This is a NuTone Verandah. This actually was NuTone's very first ceiling fan ever mass produced and sold. This fan here dates to around 1977, 1976-ish. I'm not sure when the exact date the NuTone, these old verandas were manufactured, but you know, they were definitely pre-1980. What makes this fan very interesting is the way the fan is pretty much powered. It's what is considered a friction drive. Now, I'll open up the cover on the bottom there, that antique brass cover, and show you more in depth of how the friction drive system works. But basically, what it is a pretty much like a box fan motor turned on it's on its side in the housing, and on the end of the shaft of that motor is a little wheel that the entire assembly up there where the blades mount to is one hub, and there is a disc that basically that wheel sits on top of. The hub itself sits on top of that wheel, you know, and the wheel turns, of course, turning the fan blades. Like I said, I'll show you that. I'll open up that cover here later on in the video, and I'll show you that in depth. But without further ado, this is a 2-speed fan, and the speeds on this fan are very, very much alike. There's no real much difference in the speeds. The blades on the fan here are not original. When I bought this fan, it had a set of Hampton Bay blades on it, which are a 52-inch diameter. This is actually a 36-inch rated fan according to the label on top. So what happens to the original blades, I don't know. They're either I would say the more likely they were a plastic blade with the faux cane inserts inside of the blade, but the blades are pretty much just like this. This is a later model wood, light oak finish solid wood blades here that were new old stock. So here we go, we'll start it up here. The fan also had a light on it on the bottom here where the 2 screws are. This is where you can adapt the light. There's wires inside of the cover. And they had this big beveled glass light on it as well when I found this fan around 3-4 years ago now. And originally there would have been this an ornate cover like what you see on the Verandah Deluxes, which is actually this fan's successor. So this is its high speed, and here's its second high speed. High-ish speed is what I'll consider it. Like I said, not much difference. You'll notice the fan too, as it runs, that the bottom cover there almost undulates a little bit. It swings back and forth from the torque of the motor. That's a pretty common thing with friction drives. Now, the friction drive fan design was a very short-lived because it's just not the very best system. Emerson had its take on it. NuTone here, of course, had its take, and Toastmaster also might have had one as well. But it was a popular thing done in the 70s, these friction drive fans. And they're very hard to find today is because they're piss poor performance. I mean, the fan moves a decent amount of air, but obviously the successor of the NuTone Verandah Deluxe that came out in 1980 with a General Electric stack motor in it was far more superior in performance. Powering it down here, of course, instant spin down. And like I said, I'll go ahead and take this motor cover apart here to show you what's under the hood. So we'll pick the camera up. Zoom out. And this is what's under the hood of these friction drives. Basically what you see there is, I think it's a Fasco or a Westinghouse motor, likely a Fasco motor is what was used in these. And there you can see the disc I was talking about and the rubber wheel that's on the end of the shaft there. You can also tell that the fan has a little cooling fan inside for the motor. Here's the other side with the switch mount and the wiring and the tuna can capacitor in the back side of it. Like I said, very interesting fan. We're going to power it back up here so you can see how the motor runs. That's high speed once again. Here's low, high-ish or low-ish or whatever. The fan is non-reversible. I would say it probably would be easy to reverse these fans as long as the motors were reversible, but I don't think these motors are reversible. The motor is a PSC because it uses a capacitor. And there you have it. There was a 36-inch NuTone Verandah friction drive ceiling fan from 1977-ish. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.